Once again, Edwin Peter, the timeless transformer, Sawan Kambo here, and I'm so excited for all of you that are in Abu Dhabi, Fedabi, those of you in Uganda, and some of us here in US. We are so humbled to have you. And today we are dealing with something very powerful. This is something that has separated the rich from the poor, the privileged and the less privileged. This is something that is brought people to live on streets while others are staying in higher upland sites. This is what has brought people, some of them, to be staying in places of their jobs, but disgruntled, depressed, full of distress and feeling disgraced and dishonored. This is what is separating them from the people that are living a successful life, a higher life, an abundant life, an excellent life. This is one of the things that everybody ought to know: the power of inner eye. It is what is separating the successful and the unsuccessful, the fruitful and the unfruitful, the people that have excelled and them that have not excelled. It is that which is separating the people that are living a higher life and the low life. This is the secret that so many people that have made it to the top are not giving you time to know the power of inner eyes. Do you want to touch the untouchables? Do you want to see the unseeable? This is the number one secret that you need to get hold of in order for you to see yourself live to the fullness of your greatness. If you're going to transform your community, if you're going to transform your life, your community, your family, your bloodline, your generation, your country, your nation, oh my goodness, this is one of the top secrets that you should be in knowledge of, for you to be able to get into that place of a higher life, of excellency, of fruitfulness, of success. This is it. The power of inner eyes. What is that thing that you want to be? What is that pursuit that you are working out day and night, toiling out with every morning, rising up to go to work, to go for that project, to go for that dream? What is that thing that you are pursuing this year that is putting you in the line of greatness? What is that thing? If you are having something that you put your mind to, let me tell you, you need this one secret, because it's one of the accelerators of you living to the fullness of your fruitfulness, of your successfulness, of your higher living. It is one of the secrets of your becoming a timeless transformer, a candidate of greatness. The power of your inner eyes. One of the greatest man's inhibitions of life is his inability to see from the inner self. The greatest, one of the greatest inhibitions or hindrances or blockages or shortcomings of man is his inability to live from his inner self, or to see from his inner self. Man is surrounded with unfruitfulness, with a low life, just because of this one factor: failing to see his inner self. Many people right now are on streets begging. Many people right now are in offices disgruntled. Many people are depressed. Many people are hopeless. Many people have given up on life. They've chosen to go and eat from the dustbins and stay on streets and give up on life and say, let me go back to the village. They are giving up on their lives. They are depressed, distressed, denied, dejected, defamed, deformed, emotionally, spiritually, and physically. They are giving up on their life. Why? Because of this one thing, to fail to see from their inner self. They are failing in life. Hold it a bit. Could it be everything you touch, it is not adding up? Could it be that everything you start on does not materialize? You don't see actualization of your fullness, of your greatness, because you might be seeing things differently. But I'm excited today that today becomes one of the days that you look back to and say, surely I'm grateful I was on that platform. I was in that community. I was in that family that brought me to a place to find myself in a place of having to see myself from my inner eyes. If you're going to make it in life, this is very important. It's pertinent, it is of essence, it is of paramountcy for you to start seeing from your inner eyes. What is that thing you want to become this year? What is that thing you want to achieve this year? What is that thing you want by the end of 2023? Come December 31st, you say, surely 2023, I am glad I achieved what I desired. Do you want to be an achiever? Do you want to be a plus game changer? This is what you need. The power of your inner eyes. Man has set up to living a life of mediocrity, averagism, a low life, just because of his inability to see from the inner self. So he lives a life of artificiality, inauthenticity, and truthful life, and true life, just because he's failed to see from his inner self. That inability to see from your inner self, it becomes a discrepancy. It becomes a shortcoming. It becomes a hindrance, an inhibition to the pursuits of your life. It becomes a blockage to you. If you are going to become anything, it is important to think critically and say, what is the problem? And some of the problems today that are facing men, this one secret is their problem. Their inability to see from their inner eyes or the inner self. The man today is fully taken up with this external sensual eyes, comparing himself through other people's achievements. What has man done? What has my neighbor done? What has my OB, OG? What has my former schoolmate done? What has my community leader done? What has the government done? What has the teacher done that taught me? What has my brother, my sister done? So you begin to compare yourself from the eyes of other people. But the question is, the DNA you carry, that greatness you carry, that potential you carry, does it belong to them or you? So stop comparing yourself and looking at yourself through the eyes of other people. You ought to curb yourself and begin to have a self-inventory. What do I need to do? Yes, they've succeeded. Yes, my neighbor succeeded. Yes, my OB succeeded. Yes, my former schoolmate succeeded. Yes, the person I grew up on the village succeeded. Yes, the people I'm surrounded with, they seem to be succeeding. I totally understand. But hang on. Do I need to take the same route that they took? Why don't I put on a different inner lenses and begin to see from within myself? Everything that we see that has been actualized with man is a grand product of man's inner eyes. Everything we see, the greatest inventions, the greatest enterprises, the greatest industries, the greatest achievements, the greatest pursuits of life, dreams and projects, worth billions and billions of dollars, they are a grand product of someone's power of the inner eyes. Whatever we see with our physical eyes, it has its rooting from the power of the inner eyes. Someone sat back and did a self-inventory and started to see something from the inside of his inner faculties and started to envision. He started to see. He started to see it in his inner self. He said, this is possible. There is a problem I need to address. And he got down on the inside of his inner faculty. He saw industries. He saw planes taking off. He saw people going to the moon. He saw cars being driven. He saw typewriters. He saw a computer. He saw, oh my goodness, people being delivered. Amazon. He saw packages being delivered without you going to the shop. He saw that, and he saw it in his inner power of his eyes, and he started to contemplate it. He saw it, how big it's gonna be. He saw it, how it's going to touch the nation. People came up with inventions of science, and they saw it. People began to see themselves becoming leaders. They saw it on the inside. They saw when they were leading people, communities, nations and states, and before they knew it, they became it. Why? Because of the power of the inner eye. What is it that you see? You are being paid less because of your inability to see from your inner eyes. You are disgruntled on that job because of your inability to see from the power of your inner eyes. Others have given up on life. They are laying on the streets right now, sleeping on the street, because they fail to see from the power of their inner eyes. They are seeing themselves from their external eyes, comparing themselves through the achievements of other people, not knowing, trapped and hidden on the inside of them is the power of the inner eye. Do you want to make it this year? Do you want to become somebody? Do you want to translate yourself from a non-performer to a higher performer? Do you want to become an achiever, a game changer, a trail maker? You have got to deploy, to put into action, to exercise the power of your inner eye. Do not let yourself get into this year without putting to deployment, into action, into exercise, into effect, your power of the inner eye. Do not attempt to do so. You've got what it takes. You've got what it takes. Don't give up on yourself. You're at that job overseas. What is it that you see? Not through the eyes of other people, not in relation what is surrounding you, not in relation what other people have done. What is that thing that you're seeing on your inner person? What is it that you're seeing? When you're at that job, what is it that you're seeing? When you're working on that project, probably you're self-employed, what is it that you're seeing? Don't throw in the flag. Don't give up on yourself. Don't settle for mediocrity because everyone you're working with is just content with the paycheck, with what they give him at the end of the month, with what they give him or her at the end of the week. Do not settle for averagism. Do not settle for mediocrity. Do not settle for a low life. Do not settle for unfruitfulness. You were not created to be unfruitful. You are not created to live a low life. You are not created to be unsuccessful. You are not created to be a failure in life. Do not settle for that. Because trapped on the inside of you is the power of your inner eyes to exercise it, to bring you to a place to begin to see yourself different. You're in college, you're at uni, you are pursuing a certificate to upgrade yourself. What is it that you're seeing? What is that thing that you're seeing on the inner self? What do you want to be? What is that solution you want to offer to the world? You will never become it until you see it. I repeat, you will never become it until you see it. Not with your essential eyes, but from your inner eyes. Until you see it from a place of your inner self, you'll never see it from the place of your external eyes. I repeat, until you see it from a place of your inner self, you'll never see it from the external eyes. What is it that you're seeing this year? It comes from the power of your inner eyes. And the Bible says in the book of Genesis, and God saw that it was good. In other words, before he created it, he had it in his mind. When it came forth, he saw it was good because it looked exactly as he had it in the power of his inner eyes. You will never be able to say it is good what I'm doing if you didn't see it from the place of your inner eyes. When the manufacturer is working on the project, is working on the project of that car, of that plane, or any dream, or any enterprise. They sit down and they draw images. And these images, they are putting down the blueprint of where they are going. It is a translation from the place of the inner eye to a place of the physical eye. They are literally transferring what they are seeing from their inner self to a blueprint of the physical eye, so that when they are done with these projects, with this product, with this invasion, they will say, surely it is good. It is good because it is exactly the way they saw it. It is not good, not in comparison of what other peoples have done, not what other car invaders have done, other plane invaders have done, other scientists, researchers have come up with. No, they don't relate it in relation with what is surrounding them or other invasions. They say it is a success, it is fruitful, it is good, because it is exactly serving the purpose they saw it in their inner self. They sat down and they used their power of their inner eye, and they saw, yes, if I work on this car, it will address this problem, it will bring a solution to this. Yes, I come up with this science solution, and then they figure out, they see it on the inside of themselves, and they see exactly what it will address as a solution, and then they begin to work it out and then put it on paper, transfer it from the place of the inner eye to the physical eye, and then work detail to detail, bit by bit, to make sure that it comes successful, not in relation of the people they are surrounded with, of other invasions, of other people's thinkings, of what people are saying. No, in relation with what they saw with their inner eye, that it shall be able to address a problem as a solution. What is it that you're seeing, my sister? What is it that you're seeing, my brother? What is it that you're seeing? Do you see yourself? Where you are is enough? Is that all in life? Is it all for you to work for someone else all the rest of your life? Is it enough? Is what you're being paid enough? Is it worthy of you? Is that enough? What is the thing that you're seeing? Now is the time for you to embrace the power of your inner eye, lest you fall into the categories we mentioned. The people that have given up on life, depressed, people are in hospitals right now because they gave up on life. Others have committed suicide. Others are into drunkenness. Others are into substance abusiveness because they've given up on themselves. They failed to exercise the power of their inner eye. They are living through the eyes of other people. They are comparing themselves to other people, living an inauthentic life. Why? Because they failed to exercise the power of their inner eye, to see themselves greater, to see themselves making it, to see themselves beyond that job. Okay, after 5 years, I'm done with this job. I ought to be going to the next thing. This is what I see myself into. I will rise up above this situation. I will rise up above this storm. I will rise up above this career. I will go. When I'm done with my studies, I'm not going to ask for a job. I'm not going to go seeking for a job. Right now, while I'm at uni, while I'm a college student, while I'm a university student, while I am working on my certificate, I should be seeing something that I'm going to put my hands to and then become it. While I'm working on that job, I am saying, yes, this is a starting point to give me resources to begin to work on what I'm going to offer to the world as a solution. You are seeing something on the inside of you, and you're saying, before time, very soon, I'll be one of the people that shall be consulted because I exercise the power of the inner eye. What is it that you see on the inside of yourself? What is that thing? Our inability to see with the power of our inner eyes has suffocated greatness, has suffocated greater politicians, has suffocated greater artists, greater sportsmen, has suffocated men that are meant to be in corridors of power. And today, they are laid in hospitals. They have given up on themselves. They are sleeping on the streets. They are homeless. They are right now in their beds. They don't know what to do. They are bed stricken. They are into illnesses they can't afford because they got to a place of anxiety, into depression. They gave up on themselves, and then they started to develop diseases that they never desired just because they were unable to exercise the power of the inner eye. Why should you suffocate the greatness in you? Why should you suffocate the higher life in you? Why should you suffocate the successfulness that the world is waiting for? Do you know you're the very answer to the family people that are looking up to you? Do you know you're the very solution that this world is waiting for you to show up, for it to be able to get rid of the problems that you're meant to address? Do you know in your bloodline you are the exact solution that they are waiting for to get rid of everything that has held them hostage for all this generation? You are the exact answer that your family, your bloodline, your generation, your community, your family, your nation, your state is waiting for, but it is being suffocated by this one thing: your failure, your inability, that inhibition of not seeing from the power of your inner eye. You're comparing yourself to other people. You're seeing yourself through that neighbor of yours on your apartment. You're seeing yourself through that person you work with who comes with a car that looks better. You're looking at yourself through the eyes of the people that have been in their trade, in their craft for over 30 years, and you're saying, they are too far. I don't think I can become like them. You are making a mistake. Have a self-inventory. Get back into your inner self. Being insightful is not necessarily being insightful. I repeat, being insightful is not necessarily being insightful. You can be able to see, but lack insight. You can be full of sight, but lack insight. Yet there are people that do not have sight, but are full of insightfulness. I remember in my law class, there was this blind friend of mine. He's a lawyer right now, but he was blind. He used to use one of those gadgets they use for him to be able to see things and interpret them. And he would say, I see myself a very powerful lawyer. And I would say, yes, you're going to be one. I believed in it. And he is right now. Yet there are some that finish are not practicing, but him is practicing. What is the difference? The difference is in being insightful, the power of the inner eye. They had physical eyes, they had physical sight, but they lacked the inner power of their sight, which is insightfulness. The power of the inner eye. They lacked it, and they finished together. And they, with the physical eyes, have gone into other things. And him who didn't have physical eyes, right now is practicing. And is succeeding. What was the difference? The power of the inner eye. We've seen people that are singing. Stevie Wonder, one of the greatest, a musician. Many musicians that are talented. Their lives have been suffocated. They are laying on the streets. They have given up on themselves. But look at a man with no sight, but at the power of the inner eye. He saw himself singing to crowds. He believed in himself. He saw it. And right now is one of the legendaries of music globally. Stevie Wonder, blind, but such a great person. Everything that we put our eyes to physically is a grand product of the power of the inner eye. The people we celebrate, the Steve Wonders, they don't see like other musicians that have given up on themselves, but they are making it. What is the difference? The difference is hidden in the power of their inner eyes. What do you see yourself as? You will only be seen as far as you see yourself. I repeat, you will be only seen or embraced or celebrated as far as you see yourself. Do not lie to yourself. You will be only accepted, viewed, celebrated as far as you see yourself. If you can't see yourself successful, nobody will see you successful. If you can't see yourself rise above that storm, nobody will see you rise above. If you can't see yourself make it in that project, nobody will see you successful in that project. If you can't see yourself successful in that academic pursuit, in that college, in that university, nobody is going to see you that way except you. Not until you begin to see yourself rise above, live a higher life, live a fruitful life, you'll never become what you don't see. It starts from your power of the inner eye. Are you ready to cross over to the other side? Are you ready to translate yourself into a higher achiever, a game changer, a trailblazer? You need to deploy the power of your inner eye. Helen Keller, one of the greatest advocates that this world has ever had, the advocates of human rights, blind, but touched this world. She said that one of the, I want to quote it as she put it, she did say in one of her quotings, she did say that the most beautiful things in this world cannot be seen or even be touched, but can be felt from the place of the heart. It stated that the most beautiful things in this world cannot be touched or be seen, but can only be felt from the place of the heart. This is a person blind, but she was quite an outstanding advocate of human rights, a politician, an authority. But she says the most beautiful things in this world cannot be touched, cannot be even seen, but can only be felt from the place of the heart. What she meant, she was like, you can only see it from the power of the inner eye. You can't touch it, you can't see it physically, but you can feel it. You can see it from the inside, feel it from the inside. She would speak to multitudes. She was a great communicator. Yes, she was blind and also had impairment with her vocal cords. She couldn't speak eloquently, but she could see herself inside her speaking, and she would communicate, and she would see people's lips. She would feel when she was communicating, the translators, they would speak quite closer to her, and she would see, feel their lips moving, and she would tell, this is what they are communicating. Look at the power of that inner eye. She saw herself speaking to multitudes. She saw herself an advocate of human rights. She saw herself as an orator. She saw herself as an author. Helen Keller, if you have time, you could read about her. One day she was asked, what would be the greatest thing that you could ever regret of? She said, one of the greatest regrets man would ever have to see with his physical eyes, but fail to see with his inner eyes. Many of the people that have capacity cannot achieve what she did just because they were unable to see from the power of their inner eye. What is it that you want to become this year? What is that thing you are pursuing? Do you want to be like Helen Keller? Do you want to be like Steve Wonder? Maybe like my friend I went with in uni. What is it that you see yourself become this year? Exercise the power of your inner eye. For you to be able to actualize that dream, that project, that vision, you need to deploy, to put to action the power of the inner eye. It is what will separate you from failures to successful people, from non-achievers to achievers, from non-performers to higher performance, from living a low life to a higher life. Do you want to become a difference, to become a timeless transformer, to impact, to change your community, your world, your family line? You need this one secret. Deploy putting into action the power of your inner eye. Once again, I'm Edwin Peter, Sawankambo, the timeless transformer, the actual answer and living solution to the world's problems. Do not underrate yourself. Do not substitute yourself for anything cheap, lesser than the greatness that is on the inside of you. Don't give up on that dream. Don't give up on that vision. Don't give up on that invasion. Don't give up on that enterprise. Do not give up on that industry, on the inside of you, that art, that leadership on the inside of you, that power trapped on the inside of you. Do not give up on it. Put into action the power of your inner eye. What do you see? What you see, you will become. Thank you. I hand over to the high command. I'm looking forward to see you exercise your power of your inner eye. Back to you, the high command. God bless you. Have a beautiful week and a weekend. Bye-bye.